Hello, naked truthers. Welcome back. So, on this episode, I want to dive into something that sparked my interest that I saw on, I believe it was IG. Well, I was scrolling and I came across a quick video that was like, if you have to tell a man how to love you, that is pathetic. And it stopped me in my tracks, I'm like, huh? Why is that pathetic? And it kind of just blew my mind for a little bit, and it just made me think. And it's like, we all love differently. We all perceive love differently. We all receive love differently, right? We all define love in our own way, and it's not the same for everybody, Everybody has their own love language. Matter of fact, we all have multiple love languages. One just may be more dominant. However, if that's the case, then I don't see an issue with showing someone how to love you, however that may look like. So it just was like, wow, I'd rather someone be open to me saying, hey, this is how I desire to be loved, right? Like, this is my love language, or this is what resonates with me, or this is the way that I view love or perceive love, or would like to receive love, and if that other person is willing and open to expressing their love like that, then y'all may be in alignment. And if not, that's okay too. Then go about your way. But it's basically expressing what you would like to receive when it comes to love, without the demands or the commands or the obligations or the expectations or any of that. It's simply saying, hey, I love handwritten notes, or I love for music playlists to be made for me, or, I love massages, I love touch, intimacy, quality time. I love when, you think of me and buy me a gift, or, create something that is given to me as a gift. I love receiving flowers, or I love going to the park and sitting there meditating with you on the grass. Like, whatever it may be, that's the part of the discussion that you have when you're getting to know someone, when you're becoming friends with someone, when you're building and laying down that foundation for what the basis of your relationship is going to look like. And so, showing someone or telling someone like, hey, this is what feels good to me when it comes to love. I don't see anything wrong. I definitely don't see it as pathetic. I would love for, the person that I'm with to be like, this is what I need from you, or this is what I would like to receive from you, or maybe, this is what I feel like I'm not getting from you, or what may be lacking in our relationship, our connection, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? Maybe they are a very affectionate person, and, they may feel like, hey, I would love a little bit more affection from you, I would love to be held more, cuddled more, or, have more intimate moments with you. Whatever the case may be, because that's what they need, that's what they desire when it comes to how they receive love, their expression of love, right? And so it's like, just keeping an open mind and understanding that you can't love everybody the same. You can love, how you know how to love, of course. Like I said, we all love in our own ways. But understand that the way that you love people is going to vary, and your last partner is not your next partner. So therefore you can't compare the ways in which you love them to how you love this new person now. You know what I mean? It's not fair. So just honoring that everybody desires to be loved in their own way, you know, and seeing where you fit in with that. Or maybe not necessarily fit in, but asking yourself if you are willing to love that person in that way. And there's nothing wrong with showing up and loving, you know, genuinely how you love. You know, maybe you're a person you love through service, as in, you know, giving to people, doing for people, taking care of people. Maybe that's how you express your love, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But you also have to understand that if you're trying to love somebody, let's say you're trying to love somebody by gifting them, maybe that's one way you show your love, by, you know, gifting, like, hey, I saw this, I knew you would love it, I bought it for you. Now let's just say that person they're grateful for it, but it's not at the top of their list when it comes to how they receive love. Yeah, they love gifts, of course, they're grateful for it, like I said, but maybe they desired more of your time, or maybe they desired for you to listen to them, for y'all to have a deep conversation, a stimulating intellectual conversation, or maybe they wanted to go on a trip with you, a road trip, you know what I mean, and just sit in the car and vibe out to music, laugh, have a good time. Maybe they wanted to go frolic, who knows, you know what I mean? So you have to understand and know the person that you are with and what they need, you know what I mean? And hopefully they voice it, so you're not out here, you know, trying to guess, you know what I mean? Because that's a pain in the ass. But it's just understanding that it is nothing wrong with putting your wants, your needs, your desires, you know, out into the open and letting that person know. And then they can decide, like, nah, this ain't for me, or, you know, okay, cool, I can do that. You know, I can express my love in that way. It kind of gives them, and yourself too, the opportunity to just be completely naked and bare and put it all out on the table and then see what's there, right? It's kind of like seeing what card you were dealt, and if you want to play that hand, or if you want to be like, all right, cool, this ain't where it's at, we're gonna fold and we're gonna ask the dealer to reshuffle, you know what I mean? And then you go find somebody else that you may be more divinely aligned with when it comes to love and relationships. And it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship, because you can love in so many different ways. There's 7 different types of love, right? And so you can have a platonic friendship and you love this person and still understanding that, you know what, my friend loves to be loved from, you know, me just showing up and listening and just being there for them. You know, that's their most top way of being loved. It's just me being there. They just want my presence. They don't give a fuck about a gift, none of that. They just want my presence. They just want my time, my attention, my energy, my support. That's all they desire. And so when you start paying attention and when you start listening and, you know, you accept that everyone is loved differently, your love flows more freely, more effortlessly. It is filled with more compassion, understanding, and grace, right? It's unconditional. You're loving with an open mind and not just tunnel vision of, okay, well, this is the way that I love and that's that. Take it or leave it kind of energy, or trying to force the way that you desire love onto a person and loving them from that way. And it may not be the same way that they desire or need to be loved. And so it opens up, you know, a different door. it opens up different perspectives for you to see love through. And while I'm on a topic of perspective and seeing love, I think it's important also to figure out the way in which the person you're with or attempting to connect with views love. What lens are they looking at love through? That is so important, and it's going to make a huge difference, because in having that conversation with that person, you will realize if they look at love from a place of trauma, of hurt, of pain, of brokenness, if they have bitterness or resentment there when it comes to love. And then you'll see okay, this person still has some healing or some growing to do when it comes to love. And then you get to decide if you want to walk that journey with them, or if you want to take on that battle, because it might just be a battle, especially if they have walls up around their heart. You have to make that decision on if you want to be the one to, help them break them down, or deal with them constantly putting them back up or pushing you away, or whatever the case may be. And it's also important to see where you stand when it comes to love, and the lens that you're looking at love through as well. Having that self-reflection and that awareness so that you know how you're coming into a relationship or a connection, and understanding of, okay, damn, I may need to do some more healing when it comes to love and relationships myself. Are you looking at love through trauma? Are you looking at love through pain? Are you looking at love from a place of bitterness? Are you looking at love from all the shit that you've been put through? And now you see love as struggle. You see love as, a place of fear, or you see love filled with insecurities and doubt, and you have trust issues, right? Is that the way that you're approaching love? Is that the way that you're projecting love? You know what I mean? So you need to see where you stand, and then also where the person stands that you're attempting to connect with, because it'll show you if y'all are on the same level or not. And it also puts it on the table of if y'all want to deal with each other's shit, right? Because we all come with some form of baggage. I don't care how much healing you do or have done, of course we get to a place of growth, and we get to a place where we're showing up as the healed versions of ourselves. However, understand that there's still a deeper layer that you may not have tapped into, and oftentimes relationships really bring that out in you, because that person that you're with is gonna trigger that ass, and you're gonna be like, damn, I didn't even realize this was up in me, and it's gonna bring it out. It's gonna illuminate the darkness within. And so it's just understanding that I'm cool with, where you are when it comes to love, and I'm wanting to take this journey with you, right? And just having, I think, that knowingness of, where you are when it comes to love and where they are. I think that makes a huge difference, so you're not going into it blind, right? So tapping in with that, and also just seeing where, or knowing, I should say, how you desire to be loved, and what it is that you're asking for or looking for, and making sure that you make that known. Because a lot of times I feel like people just expect for someone to know what they want or how they want to be loved, and it's like, no, how do you have those expectations? If you haven't said anything, how do you just expect that person to know? You know what I mean? And so having that deeper understanding of self will help you be able to express it. What are you looking for when it comes to love? What is it? And why are you looking for that? Are you looking for it? Or are you just allowing it to come in? Is it something that you're seeking? Are you, projecting it? Is it something that you're desiring to fill a void within? Is, your version of love healthy? You know, it can go so deep when it comes to just getting into the root of things. And so when I heard this, I was like, wow. So basically, you know, expressing what one may desire in love or telling somebody how they would like to be loved, you know, is quote unquote pathetic. And I get it, because you have these podcasts and these shows and these reels and whatever else you want to call it, that's like, oh, a man should do this and this, that, and the third, and know this, and and it's like, okay, cool, that sounds good to the masses or whatever, right? But then it's like, when you really sit there and you think about it and you break it down, it's like, wait a minute, I get it, but nah, that don't really resonate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's interesting. Sometimes I feel like some stuff is literally just said for clout, or literally just said to be controversial to get the attention. You know what I mean? So, hey, to each their own though. But don't let, you know, these people in these social media streets have your head fucked up out here, okay? Because there's nothing wrong with telling somebody how you would like to be loved. And like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be from a place of demand or commanding or making it like an obligation or expectation, you know, or even coming from a place of like controlling energy, like, or even giving an ultimatum, like, oh, well, if you don't do this, then you don't really love me, that manipulation type shit either, or telling them you have to love me like this, or, you know what I mean? Like, come on, we're all grown, and I don't know what level everybody is on when it comes to their own journey. Like, I get it, we're on different levels playing different games, right? However, just understand that causes chaos. The manipulative energy causes chaos, right? Trying to make somebody feel guilty, like, oh, well, you would do this if you love me, or you wouldn't say that if you really love me, and that shit comes from toxicity. Don't do it. Don't do it. And if that's the way that you and your person get down, then so be it. But that shit is toxic, you know? I think I have thoroughly expressed my thought for the most part. It feels like I'm leaving something out, and it may come to me before I end this, but I just thought that was interesting. And I just wanted to tap in on it while the passion to express it was there. Because I know in the past, when it came to love, I was always looking through it from a place of not only like pain and hurt and bringing on my past baggage into shit, but also from a place of like that inner child that was like seeking love. Like, oh, I need somebody to love me. I want to be wanted. I want to be needed. Like, just love me. Don't leave me. Like, you know, abandonment issues type shit. And also just the energy of looking for somebody to fill a fucking void within me because I wasn't loving myself. You know, I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't know how to love myself. And it's like, okay, well, I'm looking for somebody else to give me that love. And so I would put myself in fucked up situations with these men. And it was like, damn, well, what am I doing wrong? And it's like, yo, you're not loving yourself. You're being put in these situations so you can see that you need to love yourself. So you can see that your self-esteem, your confidence, your self-worth, all that shit is fucked up and it's really low. And you're not loving on yourself enough. More self-love. Give it to yourself first. And it's so funny because a lot of times people request and demand that they be loved by somebody else, and they're not even loving them themselves. And it's like, yo, how do you request or command that somebody love you and you don't know how to love you? Like, there's no balance there. That's not even possible. You're asking somebody to do something that you can't or won't do. for yourself or don't know how to do for yourself. So what does that mean? You need to figure it out. You need to discover what loving yourself looks like, what it feels like, what it entails, right? Because when you love yourself, you stop putting yourself in situations that are fucked up. You choose better. You do. And you let go of settling for breadcrumbs. You have boundaries. You know, it's a whole different ballpark when you are walking in that authentic self-love. It's a whole different energy shift. Even the people that you attract and come across, whole different energy shift. I remember for me when, you know, I started to really dive into what does loving myself look like? What does that feel like? You know, and I started attracting different men, like healed men. And I was blown away because it was like, yo, chivalry really is not dead. And I started getting treated differently. And I was like, what is this? And it was so foreign to me that initially my mind, everything in me just wanted to reject it because I was so used to the bullshit. And it's like, what is this? This is new. This is different. And so my mind is like, alert, alert, warning, warning, warning. Like, is this safe? And it's crazy, right? It's wild. Like, is this safe? Like, hell yeah, this is safe. But it's new. And my ego was in front like, You know, my subconscious mind is like, because it has that pattern of knowing what I'm used to, thinking that I want this fucked up ass love, and that's not really what I desire. But when the new comes in, when the healthy comes in, it was like a rejection because it wasn't what I was used to. It wasn't the original pattern. And so it was seen as a threat, right? And it was crazy. I remember I was dealing with this guy and he went to open the car door for me. And there was a part of me that wanted to reach out and be like, I got it. Like, I don't need you to open my door. And that's crazy, right? Because it's like, yo, like, why did that, in that moment, did I want to reject that energy? And I really had to sit with myself and figure out, like, yo, what is going on? Like, I mean, this man carried my bags and I was wanting to be like, nah, I got it, right? And it's crazy, like, oh man, when I just think back on how I tried to like literally just ignore and push all of that away. But deep down inside, I was truly desiring it. Like, that's what I wanted in a man. Like, chivalry is beautiful. Having somebody show up for you in that way is so fucking beautiful. But it was like, when it was presented with me in my face, I didn't know what to do with it. And I really had to sit with myself. And so be mindful of what you ask for, of what you desire, because when it presents itself, you really do have to be ready to receive it. Because oftentimes you'll find yourself rejecting it or running from it. And once I like did some reflecting, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this is what I truly desire. Like, I'm safe. You know, I had to talk to myself like, we safe, buddy. You know, it's all good. This is how I'm supposed to be treated. Fuck all that other shit that I've experienced. You know what I mean? Those are all lessons to get me to grow, to get me to see my worth. And here I am. I know my worth now. And this is what I deserve. And I'm willing to receive what I deserve. You know, I had to break myself out of that cycle. And so it's such a beautiful thing. You know, and even now, with the partner that I have now and just the way that he shows up for me, and I think about it and I'm like, man, why the fuck was I settling for all that shit before? And it makes me think about that saying, what one man won't do, another man will, right? And it's like, I know that sounds crazy, and I don't say that from the essence of cheating, like from that place, but it's basically from a place of understanding that you don't have to settle because there is somebody out there that is willing to do it, and just knowing what you deserve. Now, I'm not out here saying like if you're in a relationship and your man won't rub your feet to leave him and go find somebody else, like don't do that. I ain't saying that, okay? Don't be out here fucking up your relationship because, you like, oh, well, Cosmic said, like, what you won't do another man will do. Like, nah, like, don't put me in it. But seriously, y'all, it's just, understanding what you deserve and that you're worthy of it and not settling for bullshit. Pretty much it, So, I feel complete in this moment. Like, I feel good, And this, for me, is also marinating because I'm thinking about the way that I love people, the different people in my life, how I show up for them, the different ways that I love them, whether it's my daughter, whether it's, a family member, whether it's my partner, how am I showing up? Am I honoring the ways that they need love? Or am I projecting the way that I desire to be loved from them onto them? And I'm just in here reflecting like, it's interesting. Do I truly see who they are and what they need? And in the moments that they're telling me what they need, am I listening? Am I open to receiving? Or do I get defensive? Do I take it to heart and be like, come back with a inflammatory response? And I say that because I remember being told one time that I was invalidating my partner's feelings. And in the moment that I was told that, I was like, what? But I wasn't open to receiving to what they were saying. It was just, like, yo, whatever kind of energy. Instead of me hearing them out and seeing where I was coming from, taking accountability and responsibility for my actions and the way that I was responding. Where is my compassion? Where is my understanding? So, yeah, it's something to sit with. Love is beautiful. It's as beautiful as you allow it to be. Like I said, it's all about how you perceive it. And in one of my previous episodes, I got into talking about a lot of times, the way that we define love is the way that it was modeled for us. And if we don't take the time and opportunity and the responsibility to change that and truly define it from our own perspective, we're basically just living in the view and definition of the way that whoever raised us, modeled it. And that means that if we saw love as being painful, abusive, or distant, unemotional, not available, then that is what we end up finding ourselves in relationship-wise. And it's like, no, I need to redefine this. This is not love. And it's just understanding that love isn't the enemy. Your definition of it is. By the way, I have a podcast episode called that. You should go check it out. But that is all that I have for y'all. I was just inspired by what I saw, and I wanted to get out this message. I love y'all. Love yourselves. Love yourselves the way that you need to be loved. Love yourself the way that you demand, because some of y'all are demanding others to love you. The way that you desire for others to love you. Are you giving that to yourself first? Are you showing up in the ways that you want others to show up for you? Are you trusting yourself? Are you massaging yourself? Are you showing yourself that self-care and that love that you want from other people? Are you taking care of your body the way you would want somebody else to take care of your body? Everything that you desire or require from your partner, are you giving it to yourself as well? Just something to think about. I love y'all. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I am grateful for your existence. My beautiful naked truthers, y'all are amazing. It is currently Tuesday where I am. May your Tuesday or whatever day that you listen to this on be prosperous, may it be harmonious, may it be full of joy and laughter, and may it be just everything that your heart desires. May it be full of what you deserve. May you know that you are worthy and that you are more than enough. May you finally stop settling for breadcrumbs. May you stand your ground. May you let your voice be heard. May you put your wants and needs and desires out there. Speak up for yourself. And may you finally smile at your reflection. And just know that that voice in your head does not define you. Whoever voice it does not define you. Only you can do that. Don't give your power away. And if you have given it away, take that shit back. I love y'all. Until next time. Peace. So, quick afterthought. I told y'all I was forgetting something. I remembered. So, I just wanted to point out right quick. So, you know how you'll hear people talk about how the person that they had sex with didn't meet their needs or didn't please them, right? And I know you're probably thinking, like, what the hell? Where did sex come from? Just follow along with me for a second. So, you know how you'll hear that, right? And in my mind, I'm often wondering, like, okay, well, did they know how to please you? Did you tell them what you like? Or vice versa? And you'll hear them say, oh, nah, I don't want to teach nobody what to do or how to please me or this, that, and the third. And it's like, okay, they're like, oh, I just want them to come experience. And I get the experience part. At the same time, you are not the last person that person had sex with, right? So they don't know you. You're completely new to them. New body, new sensations, right? And so it's like, how do you just automatically expect somebody to be able to please you, to know where your spots are, to know how to make you come, etc.? How do you just have those expectations? If you're not willing to teach and to guide or show somebody what you like, what feels good to you, how you like it done, then what do you expect? You know what I mean? And so you can apply that to also how someone loves you. If you're not willing to show, to guide, to express, like, hey, this is what it is, then you can throw your expectations out the door. Hell, you could throw them out the door regardless, but especially if you don't ever say anything. And it's like, you can't just expect someone to show up and show out if you're not willing to guide or to teach or to correct or to be like, hey, no, I don't like it this way, but, I do like this, or I prefer this, or I love it when you do this, but I don't like it when you do that. You know what I mean? And as far as, like, the love goes, it's really easy to just be like, man, I love when you cook dinner for me, or I love when you bring home flowers. I love when we go dancing together. I love when we just lay here. I love the way you make love to me. Whatever it is, just expressing that man, communication is everything, like literally everything. And it plays a huge role. And so it's like, if you're able to just express that person learns you. They learn how to love you. They learn how to show up for you. They learn the ways in which you desire to be loved. And so I just wanted to put that together because I felt like somebody will understand a bit better from that example. And also, don't be afraid to tell someone how you want to be pleased either, okay? Don't get me started, alright? If that man or that woman ain't hitting the spot right, they not flicking the beam correctly, you know what I mean? The stroking of the ocean ain't rocking your boat. Don't be afraid to be like, hey, I need you to go a little to the left, slow it down, speed it up, go deeper, or you going too deep, whatever. Like, say what you need to say. Like, we all deserve pleasure as well. So, speak the fuck up and let it be known. But I just wanted to say that because that popped in my head too, because people will just have this expectation like, oh yeah, like this person seemed experienced, they talk the good talk, I already know that they gonna please me and I'm gonna come buku amount of times. And it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. You know, it's dope to, you know, have somebody that is experienced that can come with their tricks and their tips and maybe shit that you never experienced before. But at the same time, if y'all not having that conversation of what you like and how you like to be pleased, then you just gonna sit there and accept what they give you, and that's that. And you can't say shit because you never opened your mouth. And if somebody is not willing to be taught or shown how to please you, that's a red flag in my opinion. But hey, to each their own. I feel like I kind of turned this into a pleasure thing, and that's okay. I just wanted to come back and let y'all know, like, if you can show someone how to love you, pause. If you can show someone how to please you, you can show them how to love you. They're one and the same, similar but different. I get it. However, if you can do one, you can do the other, you know? So, do what is best for you always, but do not be afraid to say, I need you to love me this way. Or if you don't like those words, you can say it however feels good to you. Just keep in mind that the way that they express their love to you may be different than what you're used to. Okay, so that's also what I wanted to mention, right? A lot of times, the love that we desire may not be the love that we need. The love that you're desiring may not be the love that you need. It may not be the healthy love that you're looking for. And you'll have those people that be like, oh, I want the kind of love my mama and them had, or my grandma and them had, or I want to be loved like them celebrities. Like, they'll literally be on social media glamorizing the relationships and shit that they see and comparing it to their own. Or they'll see a couple that, you know, they may know or maybe they don't know them, and it's like, oh, relationship goals off of some pictures or some videos, and it's like, how are you comparing your own relationship to that? Because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's missing from that picture. So how are you saying or desiring you want that kind of love when you don't know if they getting their ass beat behind the scenes? You don't know how toxic it can or may be behind the scenes. You don't know if they're disconnected. They could just be putting on their show. So be mindful of the love that you're desiring. Like, reflect on it and really ask yourself, is this love beneficial for you? Is it healthy? You know? Or is it just something that, you know, you saw and you're like, ooh, I want that kind of love. Be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. And sometimes, honestly, I feel like we need to get what we ask for, even if it's not good for us, because it teaches a very valuable lesson. All that glitters isn't gold, and the grass is only greener where you fucking water it and fertilize it at. And that is all, y'all. Peace.